Millions of people across the country still lack access to high-speed internet. Amongst the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander community, 17% do not have high-speed internet at home, with some still relying on dial-up connections. Hello and welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Tatiana Anderson. Joining me to talk about the digital divide is Lia Nitake. She is the Senior Director of Technology, Telecommunications and Media Policy at Asian Americans Advancing Justice, AAJC. And Lia, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
In places like San Jose, California, which is essentially the heart of Silicon Valley, I know that your organization says that there's some 41,000 people who still don't have internet access at home. Can you tell us a little bit more about that community with respect to the research that you've been doing?
When it comes to the AA community, there is a common misconception that as a whole, we are largely digitally connected. And that's just not the case. It's a lot more complicated than that. And I think your example about San Jose shows that it's not as simple as a rural or an urban issue. And so one of the factors that we really point out is our community is incredibly diverse. We cover over 50 different ethnic groups. We speak over 100 different languages, and it's important to recognize that when we're gauging the digital divide.
Your organization did a pretty groundbreaking report about the digital divide within the AA and AHPI communities. Tell us a little bit more about some of the other findings.
Sure. So we found that about 1 in 6 people that we spoke with still don't have access to high-speed internet at home. And that's really concerning. And part of that is a lack of infrastructure. Part of that is a quality issue. But there are a few things that I'd like to highlight in terms of the barriers. One is definitely cost. Over half of the people we spoke with said that affordability was a significant issue. Government programs and funding really do help with that. But a second takeaway was that public awareness is a challenge. So yes, those programs do exist. Unfortunately, not everybody knows about them. And where they are aware of them, they're still not taking advantage because of the language access challenge. About 1 in 3 Asian Americans are limited English proficient. And so that's something that we really wanted to center in our approach.
You sort of just touched on this issue of access versus adoption. Can you unpack that a little bit more for our viewers who might not understand?
Yeah, and that's a great point. We consider access and adoption to sort of be two sides of the same coin. So access has to do with, is there the physical infrastructure available for you to actually use it in the first place? And then adoption has to do with, infrastructure is there, but are you using it? And there are a lot of challenges to look at when it comes to the adoption side. Cost is one that we mentioned. A second one is the quality. If you have dial-up internet, for example, the quality will be lower, and it's really hard to use the services that you need, such as students attending online classes. And then a third challenge we saw was around devices. So again, it may seem obvious, but are you primarily on your smartphone to access the internet? Do you have tablets or laptops? Are they enough and the kind that you need for your household?
When it comes to the research that you all conducted, what was the approach that you used?
So we made sure that we centered language accessibility in our approach. That was really, really important to us. This may seem common sense, but a lot of national surveys don't. And we polled over 2,000 people online and over the phone in 7 different Asian languages. And that's something that, if you don't have the language component and you don't meet people where they are, you're not going to hear their voices and they won't be visible in the conversation.
What do you anticipate the impact that this report will have on the communities that you serve?
We hope that this shines a new spotlight on the unique needs of our community, and that helps us both in the immediate term and in the longer term. So in the short term, we work really closely with community partners to put on really amazing digital skills training that are targeted to specific groups across multiple languages. And then here in DC, we advocate, we talk to policymakers, educate them about our experiences as a community, and make sure that policy solutions are targeted.
People are going to want to know more about your work. What is your website? Where should they look?
They can go to advancingjustice-aajc.org to get more information, to learn about our programs, the different ways that we do our work, and to find immediate resources as well.
Lia Nitake, Asian Americans Advancing Justice. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks to you as well for watching. As always, for more great conversations with leaders in your own community and across the nation, visit ComcastNewsmakers.com. I'm Tatiana Anderson.